I have had more people ask me this question in the last 60 days than in the last 2 years combined. Is the Twin Cities finally a buyer's market? I mean, honestly, I get it. You scroll through the news, you see the inventory numbers going up, you see homes sitting longer, and you start to wonder if the market you got burned by in 2022 has finally flipped. So today, I'm going to be giving you a straight answer. I'm going to be walking you through the actual data, what it means for buyers, what it means for sellers, and where I think this market is headed. No hype, no fear, just the numbers and what to do with them. Quick intro for anyone new here. I am Mackenzie. I am a real estate advisor with Engel & Volker's Lake Minnetonka, and I work with buyers and sellers across the Twin Cities metro. I make these videos because I think people deserve clear, honest information about this market, not the stuff designed to make you panic or rush. So if that's what you're looking for, hit subscribe because I do this every week. All right, let's get into it. First, let's talk about what actually a buyer's market means. A lot of people throw that phrase around without defining it. So here's a framework that I use. A balanced market has roughly 4 to 6 months of supply. That means if the valve gets shut off, that means if no new homes come on the market today, it would take 4 to 6 months to sell everything currently listed. Below 4 months, sellers have the upper hand. They get multiple offers, homes sell fast, they're offering a kidney or a firstborn child, and buyers are competing for that asset. Above 6 months, buyers have the advantage. They can negotiate, they can ask for seller concessions, and the seller's kidney if they wanted to. For context, in 2022, the Twin Cities had under 1 month of supply. That's how we ended up with 20 offer situations and homes selling 50,000 over asking with no inspections. That was an extreme seller's market. So where are we now? Here is what the data says. So as of spring 2026, we're sitting at around 2.7 months of supply in the Twin Cities. That's up from 1.25 months just 1 year ago. So inventory has more than doubled in 12 months, and that is a significant shift. Homes are also sitting longer. The average days on the market right now is between 41 and 63 days, depending on the area and the price point and a few other nuances. Compare that to the frenzy years where well-priced homes were gone in a weekend. That extra time on the market does change some things. It means buyers can actually think, they can schedule a second showing, they can get a full inspection done, they can negotiate. So active listings are up 18% year over year, and we are seeing sellers offer concessions again. Rate buydowns, closing costs, price reductions after 30 days. That was almost unheard of 2 years ago, guys. And so now it is a part of the actual conversation. So are we in a buyer's market? Not technically. 2.7 months of supply still puts us in a seller's market territory by the traditional definition. But the feel of this market has shifted dramatically. Buyers have options, buyers have leverage, and that is something that is genuinely new. Now, let's talk about prices because this is where I think a lot of people get confused. When people hear buyer's market, they assume that prices are falling, and that's not what's happening here. Prices in the Twin Cities are still going up. Single-family homes in Hennepin County appreciated 3.6% year over year as of early 2026. The overall metro is seeing somewhere between 1 and 3% annual depreciation, depending on the neighborhood and the price point. Some pockets are softer. Minneapolis proper has seen median prices come down about 6% year over year. But Hennepin County overall is still up. The suburbs are mostly holding. It really depends on the specific city, the price range, and the condition of the home. What I want you to take away from this is that the market is not crashing. Prices are not collapsing. What is happening is that the rate of appreciation has slowed down. The rate of increase has softened, and the power dynamics between buyers and sellers has rebalanced. And that is very different from a crash. So anyone that's telling you that they're waiting to buy a home until prices come down, that ain't happening, folks. All right, so let's talk about mortgage rates because I do think that is a big part of the story. Right now, as of this moment in time, a 30-year fixed mortgage is sitting at about 6.3%. That is down slightly from where we were a few months ago, and the Mortgage Bankers Association is projecting rates to average around 6.2% by the end of the year. So rates are kind of just sticking where they are. They're not dropping dramatically, but they're also not going up. And here's what's interesting about that. Even as rates have edged down a little bit, buyer activity has actually slowed. Pending sales in the Twin Cities were down 12.9% in the most recent reporting period, and that tells me that buyers are still being cautious. They're not fully convinced that this is a moment to jump into. A lot of that has to do with the uncertainty of what's been happening. In Minneapolis, we had Operation Metro Surge. I don't think most people expected the war in Iran to happen, and that's causing this uncertainty to bring people back, put them on the sidelines. The Housing Affordability Index right now is up 131 from 122 a year ago. That means that the averaging purchasing power is less than even it was 12 months ago, even though rates are elevated. Why? Because wage growth has outpaced price appreciation. Incomes are up and prices haven't kept running the way that they were in 2021 and 2022. So what does this mean if you're a buyer? If you've tried to buy in 2022 and you got exhausted, I want you to hear this. This is genuinely a different market. You have time. You have choices. You can be strategic in a way that it wasn't possible 2 or 3 years ago. You're not walking into a situation where you have to waive your inspection and offer $40,000 over ask and then give them a Chuck E. Cheese coupon if that's something that you still have. That's not this market. That does not mean, though, that you get to lowball everything and that you can expect sellers to just give you their home. There are still homes that are moving, that are well priced and in good conditions, but you have leverage that you didn't have before. You can ask for inspections. You can ask for concessions. You can take the time to make sure that you're buying the right home, not just any home. Now, if you're waiting for rates to drop into the 5s before you buy, I would encourage you to run the math on what happens if prices keep appreciating while you wait. Sometimes moving now, even at a 6.3% rate, makes more financial sense than waiting a year or two for a rate drop that honestly may or may not come. And if you're a seller, here's what I would tell you. The days of putting your home on the market and just watching the offers pile up are over for now. That does not mean, though, that you can't sell, and it doesn't mean that you're going to lose money. It just means that you have to be more intentional. Pricing matters now than it ever has before. Presentation matters. The first 2 weeks on the market matter enormously. And if your home is priced right and it shows well, it will sell. The buyers are out there. But if you overprice it and it sits for 45 days and you've already done damage, in this market, a price reduction almost always costs you more than pricing it correctly from the start. So here is the bottom line. The Twin Cities is not a buyer's market by textbook definition, but the vibes are starting to feel close. And it feels nothing like the market we've been living through previously. Inventory is up, homes are sitting longer, sellers are negotiating, and buyers still have room to breathe. Prices are still appreciating, so this isn't a fire sale, but the extreme seller advantage is gone. So if you've been waiting on the sidelines for the right moment and you want to have a conversation seeing if the time is right for you, not because the market is perfect, keep in mind, because I don't think that actually exists. But if conditions have shifted enough that it's a different experience for you and you feel like now may be the right time, would love to have a conversation. You can book a call with me in my stand store, or you can shoot me a text, 612-801-4565, and I'll be more than happy to walk you through the numbers of your own particular situation to figure out your next move. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, share it with someone who's been asking the same questions, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.